And welcome back. We're picking where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, where we're picking up the bottom of round 229, where apparently we've got a fairly busy turn with 11 decisions awaiting us. Ooh, another commercial project. Demand the higher the continent.
Yes, sir.
Of course. Worst case scenario, I'll turn around and retire him. You want meritocracy to get to 67? I want meritocracy to get 67. We'll see if that happens.
Sir. Yes, sir.
That's fine, that's fine.
Copy that.
That works. Lime top. You want to take lime top to 4. I'm thinking a little bit no. Not until we get the truck station upgraded. So we're gonna say no for the moment. Transport contract meeting. So we got that as destination. No. That's our destination. So we want to go there. And we want to come from the capital, which is Mouth here? Not no, I'm gonna have to pronounce that. From Quatalo. And then we'll just take the 16 round one and be fine for the moment. Extend the mine, yes. And extend the mine. Got especially double layer peripheral area outside the deposits, so 39,000. Access of 1 ease. Take the ammo.
Copy that.
Yeah, I suppose I could do the bridging instead of the ferry capacity, which is what one of the Twitch viewers is saying. Across the way. Oops, which one is the destination? No, we currently have 2 routes. Probably let this one actually be the one that taps out and keep the richer one. But yeah, we could definitely do that as an alternative to the transport route. Would be at the cost of quite a bit of fuel, because these planes are apparently not very fuel efficient from a transport standpoint. It also looks like we're 2 turns before we get all that metal across. Let's look at the construction tasks for the turn. So, Scylla has completed all their improvements. So that probably actually puts Scylla in a good place to be ignored for a moment, because that should bring their civilization score up to something like 66%. Minos has the university that was working on done. Still got another half turn, supposedly, from the barracks. Oh, and maybe they got a civilian expansion on something a turn or so before? Maybe. Oh, it's also working on a police station as well. Okay, yeah, so it'll definitely be good in Minos. Nothing needs to extend Minos at this point. Flame top, we've got 4% complete on the truck station, so basically nothing. This is working that barracks, yeah. Truck station. This one, because it's at the bottom of the line, is getting the truck expansion, so that's good to see. I don't like that we're not getting any power here. Why did you not get power? We have a saturated transport line. Oh, maybe it didn't like getting the truck station handed over? That might have been it. We'll give it another turn and see if it gets fixed on the next turn. Yeah, see if those zones work now that they're swapped over. Not explaining that. Truck station expansion went well, so just weird that we didn't apparently get many supplies delivered properly. Capital is suffering some minor delays, but looks of it. Power plant got delayed another half turn. Should finish next turn if there's no more delays. And Fultonworth Barracks is still going a bit slow. Again, due to worker hiring issues. Oh, and instead of hiring 700 or 600, I actually only hired 500 this turn. Okay, the production penalty is going down, that's fine. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about the power. Apparently power is stable. Granted, the power is stabilized because these buildings over here are not taking power. But we'll see. See if that gets fixed. Yeah, so this one should still higher next turn up to the size. Well, you got a low happiness. Maybe we'll do a rounding of trying to improve standard living of the happiness of our governors. The odd governor that's not super happy. Strat guard you. Official gift.
Order received.
Okay, 70 something's good enough. Wait, looks like that supply is going well. Let's keep pushing. Some public investment. Let's actually push it on the island over here. We're having people issues.
Affirmative.
And then we'll roll that turn. See if things continue to improve. Once the power plant is done, I will probably start building the high-tech industry. But before, one level high-tech industry, one level of heavy industry should be all we really need until we want to start building advanced troops. Because what? Battle dress requires heavy industry, and robots require high-tech parts. And as you say, sometimes speech to text is terrible, and sometimes auto correct is terrible too. So I'm never surprised sometimes with AI and its handling of speech. Okay, we have 7 decisions. Got our upgraded artillery. We can play some commercial projects as well. You want total power over your estate. Actually, you know what? I'll let you have it. I don't want the autocracy, but we'll accept the fist. Make it extra fancy.
Roger that.
We want BP production to go up. They can immediate hit to word or accept after achieve it. We'll see if we can achieve it.
Affirmative.
Affirmative.
New design target. probably Bazooka would be the next one we want to upgrade. Build up on it. So move from Bazooka to RPG. Move from Combat Armor. Is tempting to go Battle Dress on these guys, but I'll go ahead and heavy Combat Armor. We can definitely see that the logistics over here is a little stretched. Truck station is done. Did it work last turn? It did work. Actually, no. Yeah, it did work. We'll see if the truck station there actually works, and if it does, then we'll get some logistics up to this truck station. Oh, and that one worked. A bit weird that the one in the middle is not working. Although this one might have some local petrol that's running off of. Yeah, it had some local petrol that's running off of. That's how that one's working. I think we're still going up in victory. 3 things completed, so we finished the barracks in Minos, finished the truck station in Monkron, finished the power plant in the capital. So the power plant in the capital is done. Limetop's truck station is working, but it's not expanding because we're having delivery issues. That's all delivery issues. Those all delivery issues on the little island here. Mainly due to in-island truck delivery capacity, not transport boat. So it's not something we can solve via airlift. Capital, everything else in the capital has been moving at speed. Fulton's barracks is still delayed. So if we had colonists moving, we probably shove them colonists up. Not that problem. Well, that's not good. Anyway, so we're gonna place some strat card here to raise the opinion of the zone, if possible.
Understood. Order received.
Here we go. Let's see if they recruit faster with higher worker happiness. So what ended up happening is they hired 300, but they also lost 300. So that's not sustainable. This zone, we see them hiring up. So this is a zone that should, in time, solve its own problems. It's just shorten workers. This zone is now fully hired up. So its problem should actually self-solve. See, the quality of life in the zone is up to 60. I think we gave it enough that it should go all the way up to 100. Which may help with getting more migration into the city. So we received 300 from Dionysus Ocean. So neighboring zone lost 300 to give 300 to it. Granted, more people migrated away to the capital, so that's one thing we are going to have to run into if we don't get the quality of life up in these zones. Everyone's going to run away to the capital, which is kind of okay. Not necessarily how I want to do it, which is why we're trying to upgrade the outlying zones. Because our goal is actually to lure people away from the other countries. Though in some cases, like this one, like I suppose we could be luring away from the workers in the zone, but it's usually a little bit harder to do than just the raw population. I'm actually somewhat surprised that they're able to... Well, we can't see what they got. It's got the port. Okay, it must just be just enough work in the port. Okay, so let's do another revise run. Actually, no, we're gonna want the high-tech industry. Let's get the high-tech industry being built. There it is, new construction project. It's going to turn rare into high-tech parts. We may have power problems if I do this. This is going to eat 12,000 power, or 1,200 power.
Order received.
But we'll build it. Worst case scenario, I'll have to turn it down to like quarter speed. So don't burn through all the power. And we're having power issues. Okay. Granted, the power plant hasn't come online. The power plant hasn't applied its power yet. It should apply next turn, so we'll see. Let's hold off a moment and see if that power plant does what we think it should. Solar panels will complete next turn. Let's, over here, build some solar panels. I'll build a new set of solar panels in the capital zone as well.
Order received.
Just to get a little bit more power. Yeah, we'll give some money to populace in this
Order
zone.
received.
Which apparently didn't work. Militia propagandist. Okay, don't necessarily know if we want to use that. Well, let's get these commercial products out. So I think the main island has them done. You have it done, you have it done. Good place them there, that's going to be a new zone, so it doesn't have any. Actually, yeah, let's place them in the new zone. Oh, actually, also let's drop the subterranean sensor in that zone. I suppose we can drop in this one as well, because if we expand there, we'll be potentially finding stuff. And then we can do some private investments. Let's do it in the two big zones. Two big non-capital zones. Let's roll the turn. Okay, so in 2 turns, it should calm down a lot, because it will have, at that point, mostly moved all the metal. Yeah, it was the blue artifact card that wasn't playing was a subterranean sensor, which improves, well, it basically applies some amount of archaeological points to the zone. So we'd already run all the archaeological plays on all our existing zones. So there was the new zone, so I realized that, oh, that would actually be worth playing it in the new zone. And then we do have that island over with the nomads, where as we expand out the island, there is a few ruins on the island that we could successfully archaeology in, I think. Suffering a bit from itchy face. Back around to our turn. We got 5 decisions. Humanists want me to hire their candidate, sure. Don't know if I'm going to get him a job right away, but we'll hire him.
Acknowledged. Confirming orders. Yes.
Copy that.
Minos wants to go up to level 5. No, you got the people for it, but we don't got the quality of life support for that. Yeah, you can see what I'm talking about with trying to leech population off the other one. So we got 2.6 thousand more people here coming off of Neutro Stone over here, just across the border. So if we get the quality of life up high enough, that's one way that we can sort of squeeze up the population a bit without fighting. At some point we're gonna have to. I'm gonna want to company move over and deal with those guys. That might be sooner rather than later. How is the construction coming? Lime Top is now moving faster, so we're getting more metal deployed. Minos, we had a delay on the solar panel. What was the delay from? Suffered a roll because of 7% production penalty. Okay. Having some power issues over here, which isn't surprising. Probably due to the fact that we only got the power plant online. Ripple Point's still having issues. I'm actually surprised that Ripple Point is having issues at this point, because the supplies presumably went through for truck station to advance. Oh, there's a metal mine in the zone as well, so okay, you're getting the metal locally, that's what's happening. You made it, you used it, so the metal's fine. Okay. Still having logistics issues then. Why are we having logistics issues? We had a maritime transport contract. Is there something with that contract up? Sego. So that's Sego. So Sego's still getting their delivery. Do we have a bottleneck effect going on? Yeah, we're having bottleneck effect specifically with our truck depot. Truck depot's having issues. Okay. So we need to expand the truck depot apparently. Continue expanding that truck depot. Yeah. Oh, at this point I would actually have been expecting it not to be the truck being an issue, but apparently it is. $364 getting directed in various directions. Most of it's getting pulled off to work the hexes that way. Okay. So, working on expanding that. We have filled up the entire route over to here. From here, picking up the metal. Yeah, turn or two, it should be done with the metal. It's starting to pull other things from farther out. A bit of a disappointment that it's not taking as many colonists as I'd necessarily like. But yeah, it's working down the backlog slowly and steadily. And construction-wise, we had some delays here. Looks like... oh no, this functionality delays, so we're having power issues. So the power plant must have not provided a solution to all the power issues, apparently. Zone produced that, zone consumed that, zone output that. Okay. Is that zone stable power-wise? That zone stable power-wise. That one needs to import some power. I'm producing soon what it needs. You're being shipped your power. You produce net power. You don't neither consume nor need. You have a shortage. You're stable. You're stable. Okay. Now, whether or not it's stable because it's getting what it can is a different problem. Okay, so everything in the cabin looks like it proceeded at speed. Faultmuth is still being Faultmuth, having construction from worker issues. By improving the worker happiness, we have delayed any more workers trying to leave, so it did grow the 400 workers. About the 600 here, so we're still about 3,500 workers short here, but that's improving. Quality of life is going up. Quality of life is going up there as well, which should hopefully help get the quality of life up, which should deal with the main happiness problem in that city, which is
Standing by. Understood.
all being so bad. That wasn't the
Understood.
button I wanted to do. Oops, what did I do? Strat card.
Order received.
There we go. 97 happiness should help there. You probably don't need any more help. Yeah, you don't need any more help. I mean, you're starting to just gain happiness here, so we might be starting to contemplate lowering your wages. Though the private sector is pretty expensive as well, so we won't because the private sector is expensive. Yeah, we want that truck station to work. Okay. Let's grab that corp tech. What are you giving me? Physical storage. Okay, so you gave me the cheapest tech possible, but you just... I think that's fine. We can work with that. Given the fact that we just got physical storage, let's build some of that physical storage. So I don't think we need water reserve. We've got 30,000 water reserve, which I think is fine. For the moment, we'll just take a little bit of siloing to store up some more food. Because we did have some complaints one of the other turns about food not going out to zones. The zone's a little unhappy due to the low quality of life. The quality of life should be going up. So as long as it gets the power so it can run everything, we should be good there. So there's one thing I can do is we're not too desperate for that heavy industry, so let's turn the heavy industry down so it consumes a little bit less power. And then we'll probably turn the high-tech down when it's done in 4 turns. Okay, let's see if we can keep the budget balanced as is. Commune. So yeah, most of the majors, at least for our perspective, are busy messing with each other. We have freedom movement with all of them, so again, if I can make my zones desirable enough, we'll just sort of leech the population of them and win that way. Steel land. Round 2, 3, 2, 6 decisions. Wall gun 2. And another Corp Tech. Stress the need for more production.
Received.
Copy that. Yes, sir.
Not actually sure if we need to improve anything in here in the months. Let's just hit no new orders. Yeah, we want the meritocracy, so we'll take we can't spare the resources. Yeah, we'll decline here.
Yes, sir.
Little miffed that it didn't tell me about the opinion hit in Skillia, but it's fine. Yeah, but it's a little bit lower than we want. How's the construction still going? So, solar panel fields that we queued up earlier on finished. The demilitarization plant finished. Without expanding Quetzalcoatl, that's as big as that demilitarization plant's going to get.
Order received. Order received.
Get that governor's opinion back up to 100. So yeah, the capital is... Well, it said Skillia, but then it affected the capital. That's fine. Don't know why it said Skillia if it's affected the capital, but okay. Yeah, capital's fairly reasonable. How's the capital growth going? It's growing. Mostly due to construction jobs being... Well, actually, it is still net growing as well. Gained 1.4 thousand people. Mostly due to migration from Collins. That's not the best, because we don't necessarily... We want them ideally migrating in from the neighbors. One thing I might do is accept that we're basically stuck being
Yes, sir.
commercial, coming in here and doing the by population
Yes,
option.
sir.
Get. Did I just sell population? I just sold population. That was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to buy population. Oops. Okay, well, we got some money for that. That's fine. We'll come back and do the other option next time. Got enough metal. Metal is reasonably expensive, so that we can afford it. Let's sell some metal.
Affirmative.
The next turn we'll pull up the
Standing by for
slave trade again, and we'll try to buy from the slave trade every turn to keep population growth going. Still waiting on that barracks. Quality of life is still going up. Quality of life going up. Life going up. Doubt we fixed the bottlenecking issue here yet. No. Which then affects this zone. Apparently we helped enough with the item flow that it's now flowing again. Oh, and we don't even have... We have a metal pile up here as well. Oh dear. Yeah, so we're gonna build up the logistics. And here is fine for a level 3 zone, but we need to get the logistics going so we can build up the government buildings. And we're having logistic issues on this one, so we probably build up that truck station as well.
Roger that.
And then quality of life here hasn't fully kicked in by the looks of it. Maybe due to power issues. Oh, that's the bureaucratic one, that one. to look at. The university should be providing 100 qual. You got a private asset? Yeah, you got some schools. Okay. Yeah, so good to see the quality of life is going up everywhere. Looks like we mainly need to focus on logistics. And even this transport's having a little bit of issues, apparently. Bottlenecking going through here. So how's the Maritime contracts looking? Still got a couple turns left on them. Say goes to there, there, or there. You're there. Okay. And why are we getting shortfalls mostly? Missing log points on destination. Okay. Don't know if that's destination or source on these ones. Wouldn't be surprised if it was source if the home port was a little oversaturated because we're doing everything out of the same port. Could build that port up easily. Upgrade it again, just to make sure it's not bottleneck. Yeah.
Order received.
Then for strat cards, we'll keep it pretty simple. Just do another private investment.
Affirmative.
And then some money up to the zone up here, keep
Order
them
received.
happy. Offset their loss over the intern. We're waiting for them to recruit up. And yeah, next turn we'll actually try to buy from the slavers instead of sell to the slavers so we can get some population growth. Some strong population growth that way. One option I can do, if I generate some more credits, I could try to build up the Dahlia transport capacity by building more ships for them.
Acknowledged. Confirming orders.
Understood.
Figure which one of these are the ones we want happy. So Xenophil, Regime. Oh, the Xenophil overview, that one. Probably the humanists. Meritocracy Mind Government sounds reasonably friendly. Definitely want to avoid the Crusaders. See if we'll do the Holy Planet Army.
Roger that.
Communist army. And I suppose we can do a quick double check to make sure no one's willing to victory pact. If 2 of them are willing to victory pact, then we win. So these guys are willing. We could probably roll that if we needed to. And everyone else is nope. Good, and I think I will go ahead and grab the Corp Tech.
Affirmative.
Chameleon Camo, okay. Look at our construction. Solar panel field finished in Minos. Food silo finished in Quetzalope. Everything else is proceeding. So from a progress standpoint, everything else being vaguely delayed. Yeah, everything's being delayed for one reason or another. Probably mostly in this case because most of what we're trying to do is actually on the other island where we're getting truck issues. Or in the case of the capital where we've simply queued up too much construction in the capital. So what's left is receiving worker shortages. Unable to hire up quickly enough to handle the sudden influx of tasks. Okay, that's why the capital's being delayed, so the port got delayed a little bit. And, okay, we'll finish the deep core gas extractor next turn, the food silo finished. We'll go ahead and queue up the next food silo level.
Order received.
Wait, just expand that solar panel.
Yes, sir.
Try to deliver some more power. That solar panel is done. Can we expand it as well? Sure.
Order received.
Oh, and we're out of... Oh, that's the other reason why we delayed a little bit in the capital, is we're out of machine parts. Will artisanally make... Oh, we had an output of 1,000 power from the zone. Okay, let's turn up maybe industry a bit then. Apparently you're making plenty of power. Alright, turn that up, see if we can get some more, and then we'll also artisanally make up like 10 machines.
Affirmative.
So the construction continues. Collins here is looking nice and dandy. We got a little bit of decline in its television assets for some reason. Education, entertainment. We having... Oh, we're having civilian workforce issues. Okay. Work around that a little bit. So one thing, one advantage of using the government quality life buildings is they're more worker efficient. All right, so the barracks is cranking out 250 security for about 1,700 workers. The equivalent from the civilian assets would have been much higher. Okay, production cost for 50 security is 2,100. So you get a little bit more efficiency by doing it government-wise per worker. So if I did want to continue to grow the city, it would make sense to expand the education and the entertainment here. So let's just do that. So we can't expand the barracks, but that's fine. We don't need more security. We need education, entertainment.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This zone is improving everything but health. let's try to improve that governor's happiness.
Order received.
Oh, I improved the zone happiness. That's the wrong one. We wanted... Building agreement will merit you. Probably not. Special gift on... Quintus? No, Cornelius. Let's see if I can... My character's name, right?
Order received.
There we go. Alright, so everything's building. Whether everything's really moving in the right direction is a slightly different problem. Output is declining, but that's because it's moving over to other things like water, for example, that we don't care as much about. Oh, if I have the political power, call up you, call up the slave trader, and we want the second option, we want to buy for 500 credits to win a population. Anyway, this is probably where I should put part break in, so as soon as this end turn ends, we're going to head and put a part break in. If I can remember to buy the population every turn, we should slowly move towards victory, as again, we solve our logistic issues, solve our quality of life issues. And again, we can see that the majors are fighting each other, in this case, because they're landing right next to us. And there we go. So that's where we're going to head and put the part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. I'm going to try to record a full 5 parts tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break. It's going to be a longer break because it's going to be a tea break. I'm going to go ahead and replace my cup of tea. So wish you all the best of luck and a good time until the next part. I'll be right back as soon as I make that cup of tea. Bye for now.